questions are, I noticed on TV lately quite a bit when I'm watching some of the games that he's either on a line with Krutov or he's on the bench sitting beside Krutov, and I notice them kind of communicating a bit. Now, my first question is what is it? Does he have the ability now to communicate with you on the bench or on the ice? Can he speak enough English? That's my first question. And my second one is I notice on the ice with Krutov a lot, he's so used to playing a passing game. He gets the puck, he moves it super fast, and then he breaks. And it seems like he's still out of sync. Like he's really used to a pass game, and he still has some problems. I think some of the other players have problems playing with him. And I'm wondering if you think, since you played with him in the last game, I think on the same line, if it's coming together for him or if you think it will. Thanks a lot and keep up the good work.
Great question. Thanks.
Well, I think the first question about communication, I think it's just a matter of us, talking to him and him understanding and then talking back to us. And I think he's done a lot better job than he did at the beginning of the season. And, your other question about how he's playing and his style of playing, for sure. I mean, European style is a lot quicker and a lot more passing. And I think, when a player plays with a team for 10 years or 10 some odd years with the same players all the time, I think, you just get used to a certain style, and it's not going to change overnight, and it's just a matter of him adjusting a little more.
That is one thing that no one's brought out, really, and I think you just touched on it there, is that not only are they not playing with the Russian national team, but those guys had played together, the five guys, the five-man unit, for 8 years, and if any player, whether players, where each one's going to be, and,
Real country, WXE 1130. This is the satellite...
coffee, but he can't make it. He says he'll try for Friday, so instead we're bringing you some baseball. We're introducing one of our regular baseball experts you'll be hearing throughout the summer. His name is Rod Beaton. He works for USA Today, and he'll be talking anything you like in the sport. Though when the year begins, he'll be our National League expert, and we'll bring him on every week. He really knows baseball. Also tomorrow, Archie McDonald, the Sun call Stern from the Vancouver Canucks, and we got a lot of calls here. Line 5. Go ahead to Ronnie.
Rugged Ronnie Stern.
How you doing?
I'd just like to know about your fight with Buchberger there.
Yeah, well, it kind of wasn't really up to me. It was right off the face-off. He challenged me right off the face-off, and that was that.
Was there a win or loss?
Well, it was kind of I threw one, hit him, he threw one and hit me, and that was it.
Do you speak any French, I was just wondering?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm from Montreal area, so I learned French when I was a kid.
Yeah. Hey, I spoke to you after a Toronto game. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, I don't know your name.
Well, the young guy in the dressing room. But...
Do you want me to do this show in French now? Is that...
Elongue Chevalier.
There you go. Junior team.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate the call.
Way to be, Tony.
All right. Thank you. I don't know who that is. Line 4. Go ahead.
Yes. Bob Ron?
Yes.
Bob Provert will be back playing, too. Come up against him. As far as I'm concerned, you are a goon.
As far as you're concerned. Well, thank you.
Oh, that was...
At least let me explain myself.
He's for a goon, I guess you're going to be hearing that, but you're not really big enough to be a goon. The fact is the role has fallen to you, basically, because there's nobody on the team who really fits that mold, or at least nobody they're dressing. I mean, I suppose Craig Cox has had that role, but he doesn't get on the ice.
What's funny is, junior, I played the exact same way, and, and I had, like I said, I had 39 goals my second year, so no one considered me as a goon, but I did the exact same job.
Yeah.
So I guess basically now if I scored a little more offensively, well then, I wouldn't be considered a goon.
Yeah, well, you'll be one of the smallest goons in the league if that's what they're going to be calling you. Kamloops, go ahead to Ronnie Stern. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead to Ron Stern.
All right. Hi, Ron. How you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Pretty good. I was wondering, do you feel like you're the enforcer of the Vancouver Canucks? And second of all, I want to know what you think of the Rich Sutter and Harold Snep's trade.
Well, first question, I kind of take the job as, that's the way I am and that's the way I play.
Mm-hmm.
And, whether I'm the enforcer or not, I don't think I have the size, to be the enforcer. But, I show up every night and whoever challenges, I'll be there. And about the Rich Sutter trade and Harold Schnaps, I think, it's tough. You have to give something good to get something, and we got a couple young players out of it and some draft picks, and it's hard to see, friends go. I haven't been here that long, but, Rich Sutter and Harold Schnaps have been great people, and they were a great asset to the Canucks.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck in future, and I hope the Canucks do really well next year.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
All right, appreciate the call. I think we all hope the team does really well next year. How would you look at the way this season is finishing? How do you think next year looks for the club?
Well, with the younger guys coming in and that, I think a lot of young guys are going to have a little more to prove. And so it should be interesting, I mean, to start off the season, a lot of players, like I said, have something to prove. And let's just hope, everything goes positively.
Would you anticipate more deals in the off-season?
I don't know. I mean, it's easy to make deals, and then you never know what's going to come out of it. But I think, Pat Quinn isn't the type of person who just likes to, throw around trades and that. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to knock each individual trade. I think all his trades seem to be very astute moves. It's just that the cumulative thing just hasn't been there. But line one, go ahead to Ronnie Stern.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron. Well, I don't think really you need enough force. I think you're really good enough. And I think also, since you're, the second coming of Sam Sneal, I think you should be assistant captain.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've earned the respect of our players enough, and I haven't been around long enough, to be assistant captain.
What about this business about being called the Stan Smith? I mean, do you think you're can score goals to the point where you're going to be able to, get 20, 25 goals in the league?
Well, I think so. Like I told you, my first year junior, I hardly scored. In second year, I just got a little more room, and you just get a little more confident in that. And adjusting to the league has probably been my hardest job. And
is it the pace or how quickly you have to make your shot when the chance comes?
Well, it's the execution where you have to shoot a second quicker and you have to pass a second quicker. And, the skating has improved, but it's the same way. Everyone's a step ahead and you got to push all the time.
Okay, well, I've got a question for Tony and one for you, okay? And then I'll hang up, okay?
All right.
Okay, well, first, you've been down on the farm, a lot this season, and I want to know who you think are the best prospects. David Bruce or Ian Kidd or...
That's a good question. You're a good guy to judge that.
Yeah, well, on D, Ian Kidd and Jim Agnew just got called up. And you have Carl Valmont, who's a very talented defenseman. And, you never know. It's players are down there and everyone's working to get up here. And the guys stick together down there. And, it's really hard to tell. You never know who's gonna come up or who's gonna make it. If you take myself for example, I mean, my first year when I was in the minors, I don't think anybody thought I'd be here right now.
Okay, and Tony, well, I've heard this thing that it would take about 2 draft choices and something else to get Brett Hull from St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Ron Sutter and Harold Schnaps were worth 1 draft choice. Well, I think if we'd thrown in Reinhart, we might have been able to get him.
Well, that was the scuttlebutt before the trading deadline was that Pat Quinn had been offered a first-round draft choice for Paul Reinhart, but I would say that probably didn't happen because had he might have made the deal. But, it's going to cost you the money to sign him, which I don't think is the problem with this ownership. At least I would hope it wouldn't be a problem. And then, of course, the compensation, it would be at least 2 first-round picks. But there's going to be quite a bidding war for Brett Hull, and it should be very, very interesting to see where he ends up. It could be he'll still be right back in St. Louis.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
All right, appreciate the call.
Okay, goodbye.
All right, thank you. Line 2, go ahead to Ronnie Stern.
Hi, Ron.
How you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Proceed.
I'm wondering, Ron Stern, when you were in minor hockey, did you play house or rep A or B or...
Well, I played minor, you mean when I was younger as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I played, which we call 2C minor hockey, which was just for the local town, which was probably the least talented.
Did you play rep A or B?
No, I never did that. It was 2C, which there was 2C, 2A, and, and the bigger towns had the 2A, and the smaller towns had the 2C.
When did you first start playing A hockey? At what age were you?
It was probably my second year midget.